trainers, travelers, and battlers. You already know what it is. Jay Devin back at it with another video. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Click subscribe if you feel my vibe, and power up, punch the notification bell for more PvP content. As promised, for this episode, we are going to be interviewing our regionals champion. He did go 5-0, so congrats. He was a very strong competitor, and he had a lot of good matches and good decisions. So I wanted to pick his brain a little bit and see what his strategies and his thoughts were as he developed his team and all kinds of things. As much as we can get from him, the better. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the interview. I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. And here we are with our Mountain West Regionals champion, Framptypants. As promised, we're doing the interview. What we did for you battlers, you had some questions. We asked you if you had any questions, and well, you did. So I tweeted, what questions would you ask a competitor who won Regionals 5-0 undefeated? I'll be considering all questions for my interview with our Regionals champion. So we're going to start with whoever responded first, and then we'll get back up towards the top because I think Battle Hero had like 4 questions. First is Gabby Climb. I think that's how you say it. But for you, Framptypants, so questions number 1. Are you ready?
Now or never. Let's go for it.
Let's do it. What did they focus on when making moveset choices? Attacking as a hard counter to a specific couple of mons, or the widest usability against the meta as a whole?
So Metacham, I ran the standard. The really only off thing was Azumarill. I ran Play Rough and Hydro Pump. And that was mostly just because the grass, like the Ice Beam was nice for grass and it was nice for baiting. But I guess Skarmory, to beat Skarmory, that Hydro Pump, that's what I brought it just to do that. It's like when the grass came in, I was toast anyways. It was always like last second, you know, like, get the Ice Beam. Never worked.
And did you, so I guess one question from me off of this is, did you usually pair, since you ran Hydro Pump on your Azumarill instead of the Play Rough Ice Beam, which I did, and I didn't win. But, so you ran Play Rough and Hydro Pump. Did you usually pair Azumarill with Skarmory? Because of the grass thing, so you gotta have something for the grass. I mean, Skarmory's pretty much on every team, no matter what. But
pretty much, when I was going over my matches, almost all games but one, I ran Skarm and Azumarill together.
So you only have one game where you didn't use that pair?
Yep.
So that's pretty much the meta then.
Yeah, there you go, solved.
Hydro Pump on the Azumarill and Skarmory, you win. GG's, it's over. I feel like this is one of those names where like they want me to say something that like I would regret saying. Nunya Bidus, I guess. What was their mindset for what they brought compared to the opposing team? So I think what they kind of meant to say, to keep it simple, is when you see an opposing team, and right, you have your team composition, and you see their team.
Pick the 3.
Yeah, I think kind of what mindset. Why did you lead with what you led with, and why did you bring what you brought?
Okay. So yeah, since I brought those 2, Azumarill and Skarmory, almost every game. It was, the one time I didn't bring them was because there was a Lantern on the other team. Like, I did a ton of practice battles through the PvP Discord. Since I'm like in a group, I have like 20 Ultra friends. Just like that, battling different people with weird teams, off meta, on meta, all the time. It just helped me get a sense of what to bring for each battle. So is what you're saying is, if it's not so much when you look at the other person's team, then you decide. I mean, you practice so much that you just get a feel for what you're going to use or what you're going to open with when you see their lineup. Yeah. So it's almost kind of intuition since you practice. Yeah, like the Lantern guy. Like people that bring Lantern, for some reason they like to lead Lantern, but usually not in the first game. I don't know if it's true. Let's just go with that. Because
they're probably scared of the Venusaur lead.
Yeah, the first game they didn't. First game they led Metacham, and I lost. And then second game, it's like, oh, I bring a Azumarill. And I'm like, they're trying to get me. They're gonna lead that Lantern because they always do that. So that was the one game I brought Venusaur and caught the Lantern lead. So
clutch.
Yep.
Reads minds. Pro Battler Tips. Yeah, that's gonna be the new name of this channel. Battler Tips. Let's go. Moving on. Dan Kennedy from West Virginia. My boy Dan. Let's keep sending, receiving the gifts so we can get stuff going. Did you concentrate on your team or try to counter the opposing team? I feel like this is a really good question. Did you focus on what you were doing, or were you focusing on what they had?
That's a good question. I wish I knew all this stuff about my stuff. Probably wouldn't more.
Self-reflection, it's therapeutic.
Yep. There was a Reddit post a while back about, a few weeks ago, about it was like how deep, how many layers in on the inception are you going to pick your leads, and is your opponent going? And most of the time what I go with is what do I have that's good against them? And then what are they going to bring to counter that? And then I bring the counter to that.
That makes sense.
So I had Sableye on my team.
It's like third layer of inception.
Third layer, yeah.
And the ham sandwich, you're the ham.
Yes, or the cheese.
Or the cheese. He's the cheese.
Yeah, so I bring Sableye a lot. People would see that. People with their hunters and stuff, I'd be like, okay, they're going to assume I'm going to bring Sableye. So like game one, a lot of times I wouldn't bring it. Knowing they're going to bring their Azumarill, I'd bring my Melmetal or something.
Yeah, I definitely felt that too. Just having the Sableye in the first place scared off especially the Gallade.
Yeah, I never saw one. I saw two. Like almost everyone had a ghost, but I only saw a ghost twice. So even though, Haunter will still just like slaughter your Sableye if you get bad timing, they get a little charge on you.
Haunter haunts my dreams. Especially if he's throwing those shadow balls. Blue crab card? Yeah, blue crab cards. You have two questions for Framptypants here. Number one, do you have a wide variety of sparring partners, or do you stick to a few trusted individuals? I feel like you kind of already talked about this. You mentioned it a little bit, but you mentioned, so in your PvP Discord, on the Go Stadium, I assume?
Yep, Go Stadium.
So shout out to Go Stadium. Is that pretty much who you battle with most of the time when you're practicing for cups?
There's those people, then definitely Jay here, always. He slaughters me every night and day.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
No when it actually comes down to the cup, because I choke and I switch into RoboPass.
RoboPass, mustache, haunts your dreams.
Don't change your lineup at the last second. Don't do it. Please don't.
Yeah, that's a pro tip. That was one thing that I didn't want to do this time. I was like, I'm going with this, and then that Gallade Haunter team did really well, and then I switched it up for a few days. It was just bad. And then I just switched back.
So because you feel like you practice so much with your team of 6, or even just a team of 3, to where you felt like you knew how to use them, like what to lead with, when to switch, when to shield, and when to not shield. Like you just got into the groove of that team that you already had.
Yeah, just pick a team. Like most teams are good enough. Just pick one and stick with it and practice. So directly for the question, lots of sparring partners helps you get a wider range of crab
battle tips. Yes. Blue crab cards question number 2. What was your preparation like? If you had a wild card, how did you choose it?
I wanted a wild card, and in the end it turned out being Sableye, which wasn't that wild. I tried lots of wild cards and they just weren't working. Just practice.
I felt Sableye ended up being more of maybe an anti-wild card.
Yeah.
Because of the Valorash like
stuff.
Destroying everybody's dreams with the Gallade and the Haunter in the lineup. That's why I ended up bringing Sableye too. Lisa Leaf, shout out to Lisa, very active in the PvP community. Love you, Lisa. Lisa asks for Framptypants, how did you read each opponent's team? This is another one we've kind of already talked about a little bit. I do want to give everybody, their chance to have their question answered. So how did you read each opponent's team?
All right, like last time, the ham sandwich, 3 layers. So what do they think I'm gonna bring? What looks really solid, and then counter that. That was what I did most of the time.
So for perspective, for the ham sandwich, we're gonna call this the cheese and ham sandwich, whatever.
Pretzel, which
there can be there can be 3 layers. So number 1 would be what do you have, right?
That's good.
So what do you have that's good against their team? Layer 2 would be what do they have
that's good against me?
You?
Yep.
And then I guess step or layer 3 would be use something that you have that would be good against step 2.
Yes. Or a lot of times I'll go step 1, what do I have that's good? So I see my Sableye, beats their Ghost and their Gallade. Then step 2 is, all right, so they're gonna bring a Azumarill. What else are they gonna bring with a Azumarill to counter me? And then I counter that. That's the 3.
I feel like I try to do that. I don't do it good. Moving on to Battle Hero. Hero Vange. He has a few questions. They're not so much PvP heavy, but he does have some questions for you.
All right.
So shout out to Battle Hero. If you're not subbed, go ahead and sub. If given the chance to become reborn as a Pokemon, which one would you be?
Ooh, reborn. You got me thinking Bellsprout with that. No, not Bellsprout. Let's go with Butterfree.
Butterfree?
Yeah, Butterfree. Just
Why?
a flying spirit looking for love.
Just a free spirit, just out and about?
Yeah.
Doing its own thing?
Found his soulmate and flew off into the distance.
Yeah, that made me cry. Jimma Banks asks, why did you not go 6-0?
Given the chance, I probably would have lost.
Because there wasn't 6 rounds, Jimma. You cheese master. 5 at Wave God 5. There's 2 E's. Asks, who did you learn from? What content creators helped and or motivate you to victory?
To victory. I guess this is where I'm supposed to give shouts to everyone, but I watch pretty much all the main guys out there.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Just a shout out question.
Shout out to everyone. Yep.
Shout out to everyone.
To everyone.
Yes. I kind of do the same thing too. You know, if I want to learn a little bit more about a cup without going to Reddit or without going to Discord or even just talking with people, I'll see what videos other people have already made, and then usually that'll lead into another video of the same cup. And I feel like it's good to do that because then you get, the perspective of like all the content creators that put some stuff in there, and that kind of gives me a wider perspective. I don't know, maybe it's the same for Framptypants. He's the man of the hour right here. He went 5-0. I went 2-2.
3-2. 3-2. The buy, it counts. It's real.
Next question is from the Papa JJ. I hope that's how you say it. He is Utah local. Shout out Utah. The Papa JJ asks, what is the biggest failure you see people have when #battlers go into battle?
All right. Yeah, Jay and I were talking about this beforehand, that it's really just about screwing up less than your opponent. That's the secret sauce. Everybody's going to make those crappy switches. I had a few. Some people had worse ones. But just do it less. Do it less than your opponent.
Don't screw up.
Question?
I think so, pretty much.
Okay.
Don't screw up. Battle tips. Next question. Hero Vange has quite a few for you. If you had the choice to bring one Pokemon Go YouTuber, only one, with you to the Pokemon world, who would you pick and why?
All right. Well,
That almost kind of feels like a smash or pass question.
Am I going to throw in the gutter? Well, I got to give a shout out to my boy Jay Devin here. He may pull some promo passes, but he's got the tips in his head. It's just the fingers that don't work.
My fingers were broken. Wait, so you take me?
I take you, yeah.
Woo!
Let you do the chokes.
You're staying here, Battle Hero. It's J time. Next question. Also, ask him/her for me. If you ever battle Hero Vange in the future, who would your lead Pokemon be? No lying.
I'd have to bring Skarmory, and I'm hoping he'd bring the grass so that I could farm it, because that would just be beautiful.
The Skarm farm?
Yeah, but he probably won't.
Give Hero a taste of his own medicine with the Skarm farm?
Yeah, I probably just like Melmetal, some sort of electric, because he leads Skarm everywhere.
Ooh.
Every battle, every cup, it's the Skarm lead.
Ooh, Framptypants is inside your head. Battle Inception. This is kind of a weird question, but we're answering all questions for this. If you could eat one Pokemon, devour, consume, which one would you, and how would you cook it?
How would I cook it? This is easy. Yeah, definitely Mareep. I don't know.
Easy.
Yeah, I love those Greek places where they have that like lamb on the thing, and they I don't know how they get the lamb all stuffed together.
It looks really appetizing. I haven't really been a huge fan of him or land myself.
Just some Mareep, just cutting off.
Shiny, get the shiny Mareep glaze going.
Yep.
Okay. Well, there you go. I don't know why you want to eat some Pokemon, but moving on. Last question from Battle Hero. If you could open a shop in the Pokemon world, what kind of shop would it be and what services / items would you offer? Please tell me you would just sell charged TMs in Pokemon.
So we talking, Pokemon Go world?
Or Pokemon world, I think, period, yeah.
We'll go with Pokemon Go world. That's more applicable. It wouldn't be Pokemon clothes for sure. No.
Not doing the swag?
Not that.
This is not swag tips.
No, maybe the swag for people, maybe like the bike shop, the classic bike shop.
Ooh.
You know, get some rollerblades or something on my avatar. That would be nice.
That would be super
That
sweet.
would be nice.
Next level. So that's it for the Twitter questions. Battlers, you had your chance. Now I have a couple of questions for Framptypants, and then in closing for this interview, he's going to leave it. I'm going to add that in. We're going to leave him with the closing thoughts. Anything else he would like to say or do, we're just going to give him a second for that. So I have two questions.
Okay.
My first question, and I might already know what you're going to say for the answer. I feel like this is probably just something that I do. But does charge move priority affect your decision when it comes to your lead?
I was just thinking about this earlier because I feel like I should do better at this. Right now, not really. I've been trying to do that break the charge move priority thing, but it always backfires. I was trying to do it with the Lone Raichu earlier today, and somehow it totally backfired. Like he ended up with like 3 more sparks than I did. So
you have to be so quick.
Yeah.
You have to be way quick at it.
If anything, it helps me bail out if I don't have it. So
essentially it's still just, back to your how much you practice, what you're comfortable with. Essentially you still just lead with your gut.
Yep.
My only other question, what PvP resources did you use the most to prepare for regionals? And this could be, anything. This could be YouTubers, this could be your mom, This could be the PvP Discord, this could be Reddit. Like, what do you feel like you use the most? Let me reword my question a bit.
Okay.
When you're preparing for regionals, what do you feel actually helped you the most? Like, what did you go back to? If you felt like other things weren't helping you or giving you the insights that you needed, what did you return to?
PV Poke for one. PV Pokey. I don't know how you say it. Yeah, always back there, running different simulations, and YouTube videos as well. I would say maybe less instructional ones and more just like random battles, like high level battles. I would just watch those when I couldn't be playing.
Yeah, so if you're not practicing yourself, then you just watch other people.
Just watch other people practice, and it just soaks in. See when they do certain things, when not. Those are really helpful. And just practice, then just practicing yourself.
Yeah,
it's all about practice.
That's smart. Practice. Well, that's really what it comes down to. Then I feel like is if you're not able to practice yourself at the moment, then watch other people practice. Watch YouTubers practice, or if other people have even posted, they have shout out to Battle Park, hashtag Battle Park Love, heart emoji. But they can post, you can post battle submissions on there. So you can also watch other people who post that stuff on YouTube or other video platforms just so other people can watch it. I don't know really if Go Stadium, I don't know, they do. So they have the submission channel as well on the Go Stadium where you can watch content creators or you can even just watch other people practice too. So those are things to keep in mind. Use those resources. That's pretty much it though from me and from Twitter, I guess. So
the world.
Yeah. In closing, I mean, do you have any additional tips or thoughts, anything you wanted to leave the battlers here with your 5-0 regionals victory?
My knowledge, my wisdom from 3 cups worth of. One, don't get discouraged for sure. That's a big one. When you pull that pro pass in, don't let it get to you. Like my practice matches, I just I battled with a lot of people and I got beat a lot. Like Tropius was like a big problem for me, even though my team should have no problem with Tropius. And so I'd try to switch things up, and I was getting pretty salty, complained to a lot of people like, oh man, I gotta just quit because I'm just sucking it up in this tournament. I had 2 losses that week in an online tournament. Just keep practicing.
I feel like that's the mantra here. That's kind of been the common theme.
I want to see some
Is
practice.
yeah,
Practice.
to keep practicing and don't get down on yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you are, like, sometimes you can't help it. If you're going to get down on yourself, just remember, just keep practicing. Would you say it's kind of similar to just riding a bike? I mean, obviously, there's a little more to it, but
Get back up on the bike.
Get back up on the bike.
Yeah.
Good. I love it. It's beautiful.
It's the wisdom.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much to Framptypants for coming to interview and taking some time
Thanks for
aside
having
to
me.
come beat us for this. GG's to the interview and GG's to the video because it's over. Please subscribe if you feel my vibe, and we will see you in the next freaking video. Have a good freaking day.